Hello everyone, my name's Jolly Green and welcome back to episode 5 of my Vault Hunters 3rd edition playthrough. We're just sitting on the deck here enjoying some of these vault stakes that we found in the vaults last episode, and I'm ready. I'm ready to run some more. But before we do that, I think I'd like to furnish my house a little bit more. Because if we take a peek inside there, it's kind of empty, which, I mean, the structure itself looks pretty decent, but as far as the rooms, they're kind of empty and boring, and I'd like to fix that today. In order to do that, though, I am gonna need a fair amount of wool. That's what we're gonna make a lot of these decorations out of, and not just any wool will do. We have to be thematically correct, and this is Jolly Green's house. This isn't Jolly Blue's house or Jolly White's house, it's Jolly Green. So we need some green wool. In order to get green dye, though, of course, we are going to need some cacti, and I have not found any of that yet. We can't do any of this stuff because we don't have mods unlocked, unfortunately, but we can go exploring for cactus, and once we find one, then we're pretty much all set. And I don't imagine it should be too difficult. We must have come across some desert area here in our travels. Let's take a quick gander. Well, it looks like there's no desert in sight, which is a little unfortunate, but we have an alternative option, I think. So instead of decorating the house before we can run a vault, I'm thinking let's run a vault in hopes that we get a desert theme, which will allow us to get the cactus, and we can pluck a cactus right from the vault. It's probably going to be our easiest option. So with that, we just need to complete this crystal, which we need some leaves for, which I don't have shears handy, but we do have the means to make them. We gotta go shear some leaves, and then we still need a couple string, just one string actually, and that honestly shouldn't be too difficult either, because thankfully we have this flax down here, and flax it's a 1-to-1 ratio to turn into string, so that's honestly not that difficult at all. We just need a few leaves. I can't remember exactly how many, so we're gonna grab just a small handful. And honestly, that should do us for now. Alright, so that is everything that we needed for the altar. Now let's see if we can get this little buddy over here to come step on the pressure plate for us. Oh, he wants to. He got so excited, and then he ran away. I wish we had some way of, like, baiting these guys or leading them. This is part of the miniatures mod as well, by the way. This is just something I added to have a little bit of fun on stream with. So this is my buddy Steak. Steak is a chicken. But we are going... He's not going to cooperate. Can you step on this pressure plate, please? No? Steak, you're going to be difficult? Alright, fine. Oh, and now you come over. Jeez. Alright, so the crystal's ready. I think I'm pretty much ready. There's one last thing I wanted to do before we actually jump into another vault, though. And it actually involves this flax that we have out here that we mentioned earlier. Now, again, we found this a few episodes back when we were searching for some dark oak saplings. We found it in just a nearby village. But if we grow this stuff up and harvest it, this is actually going to be super helpful in the vaults. And let me show you why. So if we take 7 of this flax and combine it with one of the string that we got from the flax anyways, we can make a sack. Now, we can hold 2 of these sacks on us. If we have any more than that, we start to become over-cucumbered or over-encumbered. And then we just move slower, and that's definitely not what we want in the vaults at all. So we're just going to worry about the 1 sack for now. Honestly, 1 sack is more than I can typically handle anyways. So I think without further ado, we're ready to go into a vault. Let's hope it's a desert themed vault, so that way we can actually get the the cacti that we need to make this green dye and finish decorating our house. So that's our goal, just a cactus. If it's not a desert theme vault, then our goal is to just live, I suppose. Ah, okay, great. It is a desert theme. Let's go. Okay, we just... Damn birds. So as I was saying before my birds so rudely interrupted me, this is very good. We got the desert theme that we wanted. We were able to get our cacti, and now, like I said, we just need to live. So let's hit up some POIs. We still don't really have a way of getting around the vaults all that easily, as well as no way of healing ourselves. We probably could have taken some time to make some health potions, but YOLO, right? We also probably could have made up a piece of netherite armor just to be a little more safe. We did get one netherite ingot from the last vault, and that would have given us a little bit more protection, but honestly, we seem to be doing okay. Now, we're just going to worry about these spawners that fizzle out. Like, this one's not, so we're going to get away from that. But I think if we can just focus on these fizzle spawners and not really worry about anything else, then we should stand a pretty decent chance. Right now, we just don't have a pickaxe that's gonna break these spawners even remotely fast enough, and it's just more of a hassle than they're worth. Oh, we should have... Okay, I should have done this outside the vaults, but we need some blocks to pillar up, and if we take this unobtainium that we got from the last vault, it actually breaks down into 5... just the ingots, and then we can make another block out of that, and then we can just rinse and repeat until we have our blocks that we need. And actually, if we hit K while in this crafting grid, what did that just disable? What's that say? Okay, K is also keyed to the shader button, but we'll fix that after. But anyways, as I was saying, we could just keep hitting these buttons here. Just hit K to compress it. And then come back. And then that's going to get us all our blocks. We really should have done this outside the vault because this is kind of wasting time. But I wanted to show that. I'm just forgetful. And forgot to do it before we got in here. So remember that in your playthrough. I'm sorry about the birds. They're obnoxious. Okay, we got a fizzle spawner with some gold piles. So as long as we can take care of these guys without getting whacked too many times. Yeah, there we go. Okay, see, now the loot is ours. Now these coin piles, they are going to be very useful later in the game, which is why we're taking the time to collect it. And it's XP, so, you know, that's always nice. But right now, in our progression, it's not super important to us. What's more important is that right there, that ornate chest, that has a chance of having some vault gear in it, and that's going to be super useful for us. And it's a fizzle spawner. Let's go. Oh, that was too many hits. That was too many hits. Okay, 3 hearts left, so we're probably going to bail after this. We're going to get everything that we can from here, leaving the garbage, but then we should be in good shape. Should I grab that lava too? I don't think we really need lava. Blast furnaces, though, might not be bad to have. And an anvil? Okay. I mean, I might as well, right? And the cauldron, I mean, it doesn't hurt. We might as well get all the loot that we can grab. Just because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to be in here much longer with the 3 hearts that we have left. And I also did not find any other unobtainium in here, so I am going to take the time to claim back my blocks that we took. Just so that, oh, all we need is 1, and then from that we can make all the blocks we need once we get out of here. And honestly, I didn't mark my entrance. Uh-oh. I'm still getting used to having to do this. I'm used to being able to set a waypoint when you enter the vault, and then just that being good, because that's what we did last season, or last edition of Vault Hunters, is you just set a waypoint in your starting room, and then you're all set. You don't need to worry about it from there. But clearly, that's not the case here. I should be okay. I think it's just a matter of checking all of our directions and seeing which way the portal is. Which I don't think... Yeah, that's not it. But let's get out of here. Let's heal up. Let's start growing cacti. And then we can start getting ready for our next run. So overall, not awful. But look at this. We actually did hit level 1. So that's huge for us right there. That's worth bailing and keeping our experience. So let's claim that. Yeah, no, that right there is where it's at. Because if we hit H, this is going to pull up our stats screen where we can see our stats, obviously. But we don't really need to worry about this quite yet. What we want to worry about is the abilities and the talents. So abilities are kind of like spells. They're things that you actively have to trigger in order for a good thing to happen. Like you have Vein Mine, which, I mean, if you've watched any modded Minecraft, you probably know what Vein Mine does. It just mines multiple blocks at once. But then you have things like Rampage, which increases your damage while it's active. Ghost Walk. So, I mean, all of these things are very useful. But the most useful for us one right now is going to be heal. Because, I mean, free heals is nice. It costs 30 mana, which is... It's a lot. We're only going to be able to do it 3 times in a row without waiting for our mana to recharge. But, oh man, isn't that nice? Being able to heal on command is fantastic. It's a game changer, really. So now that I've got my cactus, though, I'm gonna just set up probably the most basic farm here yet. And it's extremely temporary as well. We're not keeping this down in the basement. We'll get some sort of build set up for it at some point. Something that kind of fits in with our cabin theme, perhaps. But I think that's gonna work a treat right now. So on my to-do list for this episode, now that we've got our vault out of the way, we'll probably try to run another. I don't know how much time we're going to have. Oh, don't die, don't die, don't die. I'd kind of also like to get some enchanting done as well, because this crossbow is super slow to recharge. But first priority, I think, is getting a bigger crop farm set up, because this is not cutting it for us. We really only have one of each of the crops, and it's not enough. So that's going to be what I work on while I wait for these cacti to grow. And then once they're grown, we should be able to get some green dye enough to do what we need to do to decorate this house. Look who decided to pay me a visit. We had the Wandering Trader, and he's actually got something pretty great. He has a player damage trap for sale. Now, I don't know if this is intended or not for him to actually have these Dark Utilities items on him, but I don't care. We're going to snag that up real quick because this is going to help us tremendously when we come to making like a mob farm or something. And I want to have one on hand. I think we could get these from treasure rooms too, but maybe not. I'm not sure. I haven't been in a treasure room yet in this version, so we shall see. But for now, it's definitely a good thing to have. We'll stick it up in our goodies stash here. Everyone, I have an update. And by that, I mean I have a progress report for you. We made our garden and a scarecrow. Isn't he cute? But also, the game updated. While in the process of recording this video, they actually released the update 5 for Vault Hunters. So now, when we logged in, we actually got this message that says your ability and talents were reset and all skill points were refunded. So that 1 point that we just spent into heal, it got refunded for us. And that is probably just going to go right back into heal. That they changed it up a little bit. Now it only heals 2 health for only 10 mana. but it's got a 10-second cooldown. So overall, that's not too bad. We're just not going to get that big boost of healing that we were before. It's going to do just one heart at a time, essentially, which is all right. As long as we make sure to stay on top of it and heal when needed, then we shouldn't have any problems. That's kind of broken. Apparently, the update broke some things, but I think we should be able to fix that. Anyhow, we also have the cactus that's grown up, so now we can collect this and smelt that down for a little green dye. Now we really only need one, because what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna come out and just give this right to our sheep, and that's gonna dye it green immediately. Now all 3 sheep that we have here are green, and so if we gather up a little wheat, bam, now we have 4 sheep, and we can shear all 4 of them at once. 9 green wool that we just got from that, so that's not too shabby. That actually is gonna pretty much give me what I need to finish furnishing this house. We may need to collect it a couple more times, but we'll see how she goes. All right, check it out. So we've got this little garden set up. It's just wheat right now. I had other crops in it, but I'm trying to get my cow supply built up, so that's just wheat for now while we do that. And then we have the deck. This hasn't really changed much yet, but we have some furniture in the living room, and every time I see this painting, I feel like we should be Mario and jumping into it to go to the next level. But it's definitely coming along. I like what we've done with the place. I'm trying to challenge myself to use as few torches as possible in my builds, because I don't know, the torches don't look great, and there's so much better lighting options in this mod. Or in the pack, that is. Like this, for example. This lava lamp, I'm pretty sure is added by, oh yeah, Macaw's Lights and Lamps. And it is super cool. I like it a lot. And you can toggle it just by right-clicking. And then down in the basement, we've got a little more organized. You see, I got some shelves set up with some barrels in place as well. So, you know, it's coming right along. We've almost got the full enchanting set up. We just need more books. And that's just taken a little while. I might even try to collect some books from the vaults, just because this is being so grindy. But that's going to wait for next episode. I think we're going to finish this crystal up in between episodes, and then we'll start next episode with just running a vault, trying to get books, as well as we need some wither bones to make some black dye, because I want to get a proper kitchen set up here next episode, and don't really have a good way to get black dye, so I figured we'd get that from the vaults too. But if you liked the episode, don't forget to drop a like on it, subscribe if you haven't already, and most importantly, stay jolly.